This is Cannondale CAAD13 aluminum or aluminium road bike, and in this episode I will give you the buyer's guide for this bike. I will also tell you should you just go ahead and buy it or should you just consider it, and also I will make a brief comparison with the Specialized Allez Comp road bike. So hello friends and welcome to another episode of Cycling Insider. So as I was saying, Cannondale CAAD13 road bike with the retail price of $3,325. So recently I got a question about this aluminum road bike, and I thought it's a very interesting offering from Canyon, again considering this retail price of $3,325. So we first have to answer the question, who is this bike for? So Cannondale CAAD13 is an absolute legend when it comes to aluminum road bikes. And if you are thinking that, maybe the carbon fiber frame, you can easily crack it and you are mostly interested in a bit more, robust and durable bike, then definitely it is worth considering aluminum frames. Specifically, this bike has an aluminum frame plus the carbon fiber fork, and you can also always think about aluminum frames as being more stiffer than, stiffer ride than carbon fiber frames. And also, if you drop this bike, if you hit it anywhere, this aluminum, of course, won't shatter like the carbon fiber. So definitely, a bit more rugged usage of this bike. So if you like, for example, to use this bike for commuting or even for training, then definitely, aluminum road bikes are fine. So this would kind of be the brief reasoning why you should consider the aluminum road bikes. Okay, when we look at the paint scheme of this bike, it is this beautiful chalk or white paint scheme with a hint of kind of orange and black, very classical paint scheme. Again, it would be nice that Cannondale would offer at least another paint scheme to choose from, but it seems like that depending on the kind of configuration of this bike, there is only one paint scheme on each of these bikes. Okay, so I think now we can dive into the specifications and really see what will you get for your hard-earned $3,300. And let's kick off with the frame and the fork on this bike. So as I was saying, the frame is the aluminum C1 premium alloy frame on this bike, internal cable routing, 12mm through axles, flat mount disc brakes, and also this frame comes with the Cannondale's BB30A bottom bracket. Sometimes there might be some problems with these creaking noises from this BB30A bottom bracket, but I hope that, with these aluminum frames that it's much easier to achieve the required tolerances. So definitely I hope shouldn't be any problems with this creaking bottom bracket. Okay, when it comes to the fork, this is the full carbon fiber fork with the 12mm through axle and also flat mount disc brakes. So you see this nice combination of aluminum frame and carbon fiber fork. They are not claiming here, or I don't see any data for the weight of this aluminum frame, but you definitely have to expect it like 1,100 grams for some kind of sizes, maybe 56 or 58 sizes. So definitely, aluminum frames are not the lightest things on the market, but mostly you are buying it for the kind of durability and kind of roughness, ruggedness, right? So nothing special here to add with this frame and the fork. Is definitely going to work perfectly fine, and this is the highest level of aluminum frame that Cannondale can do. Now let's talk about the drivetrain on this bike, because I think this is definitely the secret sauce of this bike and highlight. So here, front mech, shifters, and the rear mech, everything is the SRAM Rival ETAP group set. So their ETAP AXS group set, so their wireless 12-speed group set, and I think it's absolutely astonishing to get this fully wireless SRAM Rival group set on this aluminum bike. Superb group set, also paired with the SRAM Rival crankset, 48-35 chainrings. Also SRAM Rival cassette, which is a 1036 cassette, so you have a huge range of 1036, paired with the 48-35 chainrings, very easy to climb any steep mountains. And also, as I was saying, the bottom bracket you'll get here is the SRAM BB30A bottom bracket, 73mm bottom bracket. So all in, the whole group set on this bike is definitely a highlight, and this 12-speed wireless group set from SRAM is absolutely stunning, works perfectly fine, and even looks very nice on this bike. Also, I will mention here, when it comes to hydraulic disc brakes, of course, SRAM Rival hydraulic disc brakes front and the back, using SRAM Paceline rotors. Again, 160mm rotors front and the back, so no cutting corners here. Very good heat dissipation, very good stopping power, and also the hydraulic lines for the brakes are not, fully integrated, so they run nicely outside of the handlebar, outside of the stem, so very easy to, replace or fix anything if it's needed in the future. When it comes to the wheelset on the bike, a very basic combination of aluminum rims from DT Swiss R470 aluminum rims, using some standard stainless steel spokes, and the hubs are from Formula CL hubs. I'm guessing this is some kind of seal cartridge bearing hubs, of course with 12mm through axles, and I can't say much about the reliability of these hubs, but definitely this very simple aluminum wheel set is something that you can easily think about upgrading in the future, and I would always advise you to start looking at DT Swiss wheels if you are really in the market of upgrading. When it comes to the tires on this bike, you are getting a Vittoria Rubino Pro tire, front and the back, and I just have to say here that they are using 25mm tires here on this bike. Funnily enough, this frame and the fork can take up to 30mm tires, so I strongly advise you, when you destroy these tires, buy yourself at least a 28mm tire, just because more air volume will make this bike ride even smoother. Or, even better, go for the full 30mm wide tires, and then you definitely know you are maximizing the air volume you can use on this frame and the fork. When you look at the handlebar and the stem, very classical aluminum pieces from Cannondale, totally fine. They are separate pieces, nothing is proprietary here, easy to upgrade in the future, easy to change anything if you need, considering the positioning, and maybe in the future you would consider buying yourself a carbon fiber handlebar just to absorb a bit more of the road bump, but as it is now, perfectly fine. And also, when it comes to the saddle, this is the Physique Aliante saddle. Personal preference always when it comes to the saddles, so Physique usually makes good saddles, but maybe you don't like it, you have your own saddle to use, which is always simple to replace. And with the seat post, I'm really glad that they are using a carbon fiber hologram seat post, so definitely very good for soaking up some of the smaller road bumps. They don't say the total, Cannondale doesn't say the total bike weight, but again, I would suggest in some kind of size 56, 58, probably you can easily think about this bike about 9.5 kilograms ready to ride, between let's say 9.5 kilograms, so it is definitely in line with all the other aluminum road bikes on the market. And as I was saying, let's make a brief comparison with the Specialized Allez bike. So this Cannondale CAAD13 with the full SRAM Rival wireless group set has a retail price of $3,325, and this is the full electronic 12-speed wireless group set. On the other hand, when you look at the Specialized Allez Sprint Comp, which has a retail price of $3,000 currently, with this bike you will get a mechanical Shimano 105 group set. So again, Shimano 105 hydraulic disc brakes, aluminum frame and the carbon fiber fork, and some other smaller aluminum pieces, and very classical aluminum wheel set. So I'm pretty surprised that Cannondale has managed for just an extra $300 give you a full 12-speed electronic group set of SRAM Rival AXS electronic group set, which is absolutely stunning on this aluminum road bike. So what would be my advice to you if you are in the market for the aluminum road bike? Well, basically, you kind of have three big choices on the market. You can of course, go with the Cannondale CAAD13. You can use something from the Specialized Allez range, or you can use something from the Trek Monda ALR range. And it seems to me that this Cannondale CAAD13 with the Disc Rival AXS electronic wireless group set is an absolutely excellent choice, and you should definitely shortlist this bike at $3,325 US. And I also believe that the new Cannondale CAAD13 is probably coming next year in 2024, so I wouldn't be surprised if you can get a very good discount on this Cannondale CAAD13 bike. And when I say a good discount, I would expect something like 20 to 30% discount. And with that discount, it's an absolute no-brainer. You should definitely go ahead and just buy it. So, as it is now, definitely shortlist this Cannondale CAAD13 aluminum road bike, specifically because of this electronic SRAM Rival AXS group set that you are getting on this bike. So this is going to be it for today. I hope you like what I'm doing, and if you do, keep on watching, keep on liking, and as always, I will see you soon in the next episode. Cheers!